The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute's top priority is the improvement of public health, and this institution is an affiliated organization of the Korea Pharmaceutical Traders Association, which has a rich history and tradition since its establishment in 1957. In addition to solving analytical difficulties for test inspection and quality control of member companies, the Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute ensures public interest through the improvement of public health and satisfies the needs and key values jointly pursued by its clients. It is Korea's sole legally designated analysis organization that conducts quality control for pharmaceuticals, quasi-drugs, and cosmetics, and is equipped with a GMP quality system and meets the prerequisites of KSQ ISO ISE 17025. Simply put, in accordance with Korea Pharmaceutical Affairs Law, in-house quality control must be conducted on imported pharmaceuticals, quasi-drugs, and cosmetics. Test inspection must be implemented on imported herbal medicine at a pharmaceutical test and inspection institute, and the Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute oversees this procedure. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute is designated as a Pharmaceutical Test and Inspection Institute by the Ministry of Food and Drug Safety. That is why certifications released by the KPTR are accurate, fair, and credible. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute's key values are high ethical standards, responsibility, and dependability. To strengthen international standards and public confidence on certifications, the Institute acquired the KSQ ISO ISE 17025 certification in 2017. In 2020, the Institute successfully completed the transition assessment to KSQ ISO ISE 17025 2017 and satisfied the requirements to be the most advanced authorized testing institute. After receiving certifications from internationally accredited testing institutes, the Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute worked with the Ministry of Food and Drug Safety to verify the reference standard listed in the Korean pharmacopoeia, which were difficult to supply in Korea to domestic pharmaceutical companies that needed them. The Institute is working diligently to achieve national independence of reference standard. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute is entrusted with quality control for diverse dosage forms and products from domestic and international pharmaceutical companies. Its experience in performing quality control on many products, more than other testing institutes, has integrated into valuable know-how and proficiency. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute's rich history and expertise is acknowledged through herbal medicine. Quality control on imported herbal medicine began in 1984. In the past, the Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute was entrusted with the customs inspection of imported herbal medicine by the Ministry of Health and Social Affairs. In accordance to government policies, quality control was conducted on two valuable herbal medicines, cattle gallstone and musk, in 1988. Currently, the Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute performs quality control on around 540 herbal medicines and provides scientific and reliable analysis results. That is due to the investment made on high-tech equipment like the ICP-MS. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute has a peerless analytical examination system. It is the genetic analysis test. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute is capable of testing reindeer antlers and Synencum auriculatum. The institute uses polymerase chain reaction to perform species identification of herbal medicines. This is due to outstanding human resources that are capable of increasing accuracy and analyzing the results using the necessary equipment. The global pharmaceutical industry is rapidly reorganizing from synthetic drugs to biomedicine, such as antibodies and vaccines. Under the name K-Bio, the Korean biopharmaceutical industry is standing shoulder to shoulder with leading pharmaceutical companies in the global market, with the Korean Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute as the center. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute began quality control of biopharmaceuticals in 2011. At first, quality control was only possible for one item, but as of 2022, it is possible for approximately 180 items. The Korean biopharmaceutical industry strives to pioneer in the new markets and leap into the global market, and such a feat was possible due to the accumulated know-how and technical skills of the Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute, which does its best as the industry's reliable partner. High-quality management technology based on the many top-level test equipment is one of the many reasons why global clients trust the quality management system of biopharmaceutical products conducted by the Institute. The automated quality control system boosts the efficiency of quality control inspections. Furthermore, accurate quality control inspections are possible as the Institute implemented various equipment that enables affinity measurements for specific proteins. In addition, quality control systems for DNA and RNA-based pharmaceutical products, which are seeing an increase of new implementation, have been introduced, and the Institute provides highly reliable test services. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute administers microbiological tests on pharmaceuticals, quasi-drugs, and cosmetics. Microbial testing is performed to determine the presence or absence of microorganisms in pharmaceuticals which may cause severe infections in the human body. Furthermore, it is also conducted to see whether they conform to the specified microbiological quality standards. Microbial testing includes sterility testing to check the presence or absence of microorganisms which can increase through cultivation methods, as well as microbial limit testing, bacterial endotoxin testing, and microbiological potency testing of antibiotics. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute does proper sampling and thorough management to provide accurate and differentiated microbiological quality control results. The Institute also conducts proper validation in accordance to the specifications for each item. The chemical pharmaceutical products provides reliable analysis results from raw material to finished pharmaceutical products. To do so, there are hidden endeavors to fully comprehend and move ahead for new pharmaceutical issues. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute has two teams for the chemical pharmaceutical products. QC1 team does quality control for injections, ophthalmic solutions, creams, and others. And QC2 team is in charge of quality control for dosage forms of tablets and capsules. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute is capable of conducting quality control for all dosage forms and is enhancing its professionalism by managing the dosage forms through subdivision. The pharmaceutical equivalence test for chemical pharmaceutical products refers to in vitro tests, such as comparative dissolution test and comparative disintegration test, conducted to prove the pharmaceutical equivalence of two preparations with the same active ingredient, content, and dosage form. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute possesses analytical techniques and validation know-how on approximately 100 ingredients accumulated over the past 2 decades. The Institute also conducts rendering tests to establish standard criteria for the research and development of pharmaceutical products. The contents of ophthalmic solutions and injections go through strict quality control for safety issues, and there is something else that requires detailed quality control. They are glass containers and rubber closures which contain the contents as if they are not safe. Then public health can be in grave danger. It is important to secure safety and stability from the medication development stages to selecting the appropriate containers and packaging material to the final administration of medication on the patient. That is why suitability is verified through glass containers tests and rubber closures tests for injections. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute conducts multiple tests necessary for pharmaceutical development, production, and sales. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute provides an accurate and trustworthy analysis service promptly when companies need assistance. Synthetic peptide drugs are considered to have a tremendous growth potential as they are between chemical pharmaceuticals and biopharmaceuticals. The Ministry of Food and Drug Safety established and published guidelines for quality evaluation, stating that it will actively support the commercialization of synthetic peptide drugs made through new technology. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute is also providing quality control on synthetic peptide drugs so that new technologies can be implemented on drug development, thus providing many people with treatment opportunities. The Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute has been designated as a testing and inspection institute in accordance with the enforcement rule of the Cosmetics Act. The institute inspects the net content, conducts pH tests, as well as microbiological tests and functional ingredient tests, and verifies that the distributed cosmetic items are free of harmful substances, such as heavy metal, so that consumers can purchase safe cosmetic products. Furthermore, quality control is conducted on all quasi-drugs such as masks and bandages, as well as on items which consumers often use, such as smoking cessation products, contact lens care items, sanitation pads, and toothpaste. The KPTR receives approximately 5,000 quality control consignment cases annually. That is around 400 cases a month and more than 20 cases per day. Why do many people and companies seek aid from the KPTR? Job characteristics are subdivided to provide efficient and accurate business performance. Appropriate quality control is performed for each requested sample, and the Institute is armed with accumulated expertise. The KPTR provides an outstanding testing environment as it is filled with various laboratories such as a moisture laboratory, as well as steady temperature and humidity rooms. An automated system like liquid handlers have been implemented, leading to very efficient and accurate analysis results. Furthermore, the KPTR is equipped with its own server room to safely store electronic data. The final outcome of quality control and quality inspection is the Quality Inspection Certification. Even if it is the same certification, credibility varies depending on which institution it is from. The KPTR acquired the ISO 17025 as well as international accreditation for highly credible certification. The KPTR is doing its utmost to enhance researchers' competence and professionalism by providing specialized educational programs. The highest value for Korea Pharmaceutical Test and Research Institute is to provide safe pharmaceutical products which have passed the Institute's strict test standards, as the public's health cannot be compromised.